We just got word that some rides, projects, and attractions now may be completely eliminated or delayed. Let me explain. Hey guys, Miguel the annual Passholder here, back with a brand new video here today. Many big businesses and theme parks have been taking a huge financial hit during this period of the parks being closed. People had speculations and rumors that Six Flags was going bankrupt for the second time due to their stock being low, just as people spoke on during this time that Apple was going to buy Disney. These are all rumors and speculations with no concrete evidence to back it whatsoever. Six Flags reached out and received a $131 million credit to act as a cushion of comfort during this time to weather the storm till this is all over. Now these tidings come as a joyful and great surprise, as Six Flags recently adopted a short-term 1-year stockholder rights plan to protect stockholder interests. With this $131 million credit Six Flags received, the question is, does this solve all the problems at least short-term? The answer is yes and no. Yes, because it definitely does provide them with a nice cushion and security that'll for sure last them to the end of the 2020 season, which is honestly truly a great thing. But this news does come with a but to it, and that but is providing additional liquidity to make all this happen, to ensure that they'll be good for the rest of 2020. With the parks that were open closing in mid-March, and in other Six Flags parks that haven't had a chance to open yet, Six Flags revenue was higher than the year prior in 2019. But with the parks now being closed since mid-March, Six Flags now expects their first quarter of 2020 to be 25 to 30 million lower than last year. So Miguel, you mentioned additional liquidity. Yeah, Six Flags has to give some things up that go along with their credit extensions to save face. So in order to weather the storm till at least 2021, Six Flags will now be suspending all of their advertising and marketing until further notice, possibly for the rest of 2020. Hey guys, remember the video where I discussed the growth drivers that Six Flags can initiate in order to provide a better brand and guest experience for us all going to the parks? Well, Six Flags now states that they intend to eliminate at least 30 to 40 million non-labor operating costs in 2020, including the 2019 earnings to improve the guest experience. But wait, there's more. To enhance their liquidity, they are now going to take precautionary measures to ensure that they are wise with their capital spending and don't exhaust out too much revenue in 2020, while they're not receiving a lot more coming in besides memberships. So in order to fulfill this, Six Flags will now have to defer and or eliminate at least 40 to 50 million dollars of capital projects planned for 2020. So this means that many projects such as new coasters, flat rides, attractions, shows, and new expansions will be completely cut and eliminated altogether, and or some will be saved, but may possibly just be delayed now or deferred to a further date or year, possibly now 2021 or even possibly 2022 for some, while Six Flags regains and recovers from this difficult time. So this may very well definitely not just affect the theme parks, but the water parks and new rides that were planned to be built as well. As I mentioned, this goes for some projects that weren't even announced yet. Fun fact, Six Flags Mexico is the only park that was able to open up their new attraction for the 2020 season so far, and that was Crazanity. Flat rides should be good as of now, but after this news broke to investors, I did notice that something happened at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. So at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom, they had a new roller coaster that was coming there to the park, something that I was really excited to see built and something that I was looking forward to riding this season.
Coming to Six Flags Discovery Kingdom in 2020, Sidewinder Safari, coiled to strike with slithering turns, venomous drops, and chaotic spins. Over 1,300 feet of twisted steel track, and every car has a mind of its own. Sidewinder Safari, a whole different thrill every time you ride it.
So the new coaster Sidewinder Safari was supposed to be new for the 2020 season, but after that news broke. But as you can see here, once I click right here, the new for 2020 bulletin that they had on the website is no longer there, and it says access denied. It is also taken off the list, and if you go back to the home page and click new for 2020, it just shows their Batman coaster instead of the new ride. Also, under rides, it is no longer listed there as a new coaster that is coming to the park. So it already seems to be in effect that some rides are already being cut from the budget, as mentioned from Six Flags' statement. It is quite odd to me that this would occur right at this time after them mentioning that they were going to have cuts, but you never know what's going to happen later with this coaster and or other rides or attractions to come. And possibly this news article here that's for the new ride for 2020, it may very well be deleted soon. So what is the silver lining here? The silver lining to all this is that Six Flags Over Texas went to a year-round operations this year starting for the 2020 season, along with Six Flags Fiesta Texas, Six Flags Magic Mountain, and Six Flags Mexico being open all year round as well, with Six Flags stating, before the parks that were open and had just opened, then closing in mid-March, the revenue was higher than last year. This is a very, very positive thing, being that the new year-round operations went very well for Six Flags Over Texas. Along with Mike Spanos making a statement stating that once we reopen our parks, we will redouble our efforts to profitably grow grow our base business. Being that this increase in profits that were higher than this time last year were primarily based on higher attendance and higher guest spending, these things are key right now into leading into my closing message that Six Flags, along with the rumor that was already floating around, that Six Flags Over Georgia will be added to the year-round operation cycle along with Magic Mountain, Mexico, Six Flags Over Texas, and Fiesta Texas. But this will more so be for Six Flags Over Georgia along with the likes of Six Flags Over Texas, who is open year-round but only on the weekends, rather than the year-round likes of Six Flags Magic Mountain, who is open 365 days out of the year. It is my belief that they will operate on weekends only on the typical off-season with really limited operations and hours, with some parts of the park, rides, attractions, and restaurants possibly being closed during this time to maintain lower costs while operating a year-round schedule. As I mentioned, guys, most flat rides should be okay during this time or may possibly see a delay. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this statement, and what do you guys think about all the budget cuts that are at hand? What rides, expansions, or attractions do you guys think will be delayed or eliminated? What are your thoughts on Sidewinder Safari being removed from the website altogether after this news broke? Share your thoughts with me because I would love to hear from you. And thank you guys so much. So if you enjoyed the video, you can support the channel via Patreon, where we have all new live streams and exclusive content and giveaways that are dedicated to the patrons on the exclusive Miguel the Annual Passholder Patreon page. And also, if you like looking nice, you can support the channel via our merchandise shop at annualpassholder.shop. You can find amazing t-shirts and hoodies, such as this one, that you guys can purchase for the low. And feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn it from red to gray, and like this video if you enjoyed yourself. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you guys so much, and have a thrilling day.